we find ourselves in the northern landscape of Canada, Ontario to be exact. As the evening sun sets over the city, all seems well and in order. It is not at all uncommon to hear the daily trains roll by, carrying goods from lands both near and far. To some, this may be a pleasant occurrence, but I suppose it depends on how close you live to the tracks. Across the northwestern expanse of blue-collar Ontario lies a creature all too common, but many times overlooked. And if you're curious to which animal, I will tell you it is not any of the ones you see now. The simple squirrel, one of the city's more common ground dwellers, neither the smallest nor the largest in its habitat. And while I refer to the squirrel as a ground dweller, I will also admit that they do not remain there. The trees are where they seek refuge. Although, if a squirrel wishes to remain alive, then their time in the trees is always greeted by their trips to the ground, where the hustle is on. It would be fair to think squirrels only gather smaller foods, such as acorns, nuts, and seeds. However, my observations proved otherwise. While squirrels seem to be quite the timid creature, they do also have a look of curiosity to them. Their appetite for food and need to constantly gather possibly outweighs the threat of getting near humans. Plus, some humans may lend a helping hand in the quest for survival. They also prove to be not only quick, but also resourceful creatures, burying food in the ground or even hiding some nourishment in the trees. Speaking of trees, let's not forget to mention the squirrel's comfort with heights. Among the lush greenery in parts of the city, the squirrels may never be out of resources to gather from. This, coupled with the aid of human handouts, can make for quite the pudgy specimens. For the squirrel, the mission never seems to end. There's always another bite to eat and morsel to bury. But the squirrel is not alone in this endeavor for survival. The chipmunk is a fellow competitor. The chipmunk seems to best the squirrel for speed and maybe even more nimble. But the chipmunk lacks the sheer size. If the chipmunk is to best the squirrel, then it must be strategic. Direct confrontation will not end well. Sometimes it is a waiting game. And while the squirrel maintains dominance, the chipmunk is watching. And while a squirrel's life may see its share of action, it is also reasonable to think that it has its moments of tension as well as its moments of rest. In some cases, it would almost seem as if squirrels live in community with one another. Sometimes they might even look playful. Squirrels are quite the adorable creatures. Although, I have read that the males may eat the babies in some cases.